What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another fascinating and compelling episode of the Super Suck Hour. My name is the Super Sucklord, and today in the studio we have downtown New York impresario and one of the founding members of ALIFE, Mr. Tony Arcabascio. Hey. Show some excitement. And also another New York OG, we have Mr. Jakuan of 360 Toy Group. And if you don't know what that is, then you're a fucking idiot. And we're going to cover that in great detail in the near future. Back again on staff, J Corp with the Summer Whites. She's been a good girl. And Nasty Neil swagging it up once again. You know what's up with him. He's a regular. Hello. Welcome back to an exciting and compelling hour of broadcast television. We got a very special bring you back to back in the day episode, but before we get into that, we do have to cover a little show business. You may have noticed recently that there might have been an episode missing on the otherwise very regimented and exact episode per week schedule, yet there was a gap or an absence. Well, there definitely was an episode, but as promised and threatened, it was an exclusive episode available only to our donors on Patreon. Yes, that's right. For only $1 a month, you can get an exclusive episode where we peel back the curtain of Suckadelic and reveal all the comings and goings of the projects we're working on. And there's some personal shit there as well. We talked about Bukkake, we talked about Triple Anal, and I revealed about 8 new Suckadelic bootleg figures, and there was also a very surprised guest on there. You know who it might have been. And it worked out great. So go to fucking patreon.com/thesucklord, give me $1 or more, and you too can see a free episode every month, while everybody else who's not paying can suck a fucking dick. Thank you very much.
For $1 you can feel special.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes. Just $1 a month can help feed a starving Sucklord. So there you go. And we are still, for the time being, soliciting donations from PayPal, although most of the people that really understand what's going on have switched to the fucking Patreon. But we have 2 names on the list, J Corp, so why don't you read them? Get it over with.
We do. June Fig. 2 times. 2 times.
2 donations in the last month. Good for him.
Jay O'Leary.
Thanks, Jay O'Leary. That's great. Well, you guys can continue to give on PayPal piecemeal as you see fit, but you're not going to get the free episode, so just switch over to the Patreon. It's much better. And that's it. That's enough for the masthead. Now, we have 2 really important guests here. I think I've known both of you guys for at least 20 plus years. Yep. You have done many things in the world. Many things. But I knew you when you had just started doing fucking ALIFE. Right? 99. Now, if you don't know what ALIFE is, it was... What was it again? What the fuck was that?
I don't think we knew what it was in the beginning either. I think that we were just frustrated at the jobs situation that we had. I mean, we loved it and we had fun at it, but we worked for magazines.
And what was your job?
We worked at a trade publication. It wasn't even like a... This was like
Sportswear.
Right, Sportswear International.
And that was a trade magazine for people that fuck with sportswear.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people
it was like it was a trade publication. It wasn't like fucking Vogue or something like that, or some fancy shit. And that's where we met. Me, Rob, and Arno.
Okay.
We all worked there.
Yeah, okay. And so you teamed up with you're from Long Island and you were like a bad graffiti breakdancer kid back in the day, right? Is that about right?
From Queens, Astoria.
Okay, excuse me.
Long Island, grew up Long Island, schooling. Okay. I'm a Long Island boy.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. It's
nothing
great.
The strong island.
Best of both worlds.
It's considered an unofficial borough.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right? Why, you from LA?
No. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. It's like I got to have the jet ski and go to the beach after school, and on the weekends I get to party in the city. So I had the best of both lands.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. But yes. Then grew up in Long Island. 20 years ago, moved to Brooklyn with Jen, and
okay. Well, when I first met you you started. My connection to you is, and we have to give this backstory. You understand? We're gonna give you the full biography also. Well, my introduction to you through ALIFE was through the Crystal Pharaoh, who's my DJ. Thanks for the beat we just heard.
And my old partner's brother.
His brother, Rob Cristofaro. That's where the name, that tidbit, the name Cristofaro is an anagram for Cristofaro, in case
you know. I never put that fucking together.
Now you know.
How crazy.
Now you know. Now you know. And you had this weird fucking store. We were doing a gig. We were playing with Cisse. We were in that band.
It wasn't a store, right? Was it a store?
It was a boutique. It was a creative agency with a retail environment.
It was a gallery. It was a fucking
lot of
event space.
Yeah, it was all of those things. And we're gonna unpack all of that shit. We were doing a gig at Baby Jupiter with Cisse, that band we used to be in.
My favorite place in the world.
That's how I used to know. That's how I met Crystal Pharaoh. And we needed a place to store our fucking amps, So and you guys were up the block. And this is when fucking Orchard Street had fucking nothing on it.
Nothing. It was a nighttime spot.
Yeah, but I'm saying
like
there was
shopping.
No, there was no. Yeah, there was like Baby Jupiter, and then there was Orchard Bar, and pretty much nothing
Matt's
else.
Fish around the corner.
Yeah, but then once you went a block or two south,
grocery.
yeah, but that came a little later, didn't it? But
no, I think all.
Well, it was still mostly just like fucking old fabric
spot.
Yeah, well,
the shit on the base, like the step down.
No, Baby Jupiter was right on the corner, right there, standing Orchard, and it was like a diner on one side, and then like an event space on the other. You walk through a little curtain.
Yeah, it was just a bar, and they had a stage. We played our first fucking gig there. My friend.
But it was the diner on the other side too.
Right.
It was like you could eat. It was both.
And then you can go get a fucking margarita made out of jet fuel from fucking Sombrero. Up the block,
The hat. One would give you a little buzz. Two,
you'd be dead.
You'd be fucked up.
Because they didn't make it with tequila. They made it with like fucking grain alcohol that they brewed in the basement. But that was an era when you could actually set up a fucking cockamamie store that didn't make any sense on fucking Orchard Street.
Well,
you saw what that place is now.
But I'm saying we just wanted. It was the only place we could afford. We didn't know what we wanted to do yet. We fucking said we want to leave this job. I remember me and Rob were like, we're gonna tell them if they want to double our salary, and if they don't double our salary, then we'll leave. So we gave that ultimatum, and we had to,
just in case.
We sort of knew that we're never gonna fucking double our salary, but we were just like, let's just fucking say it. If they say they're gonna double our salary, then maybe we gotta stay. So Arnaud already had left. Arnaud was like the lucky guy going around like going.
Well, wait now. See, Arnaud was the weird one in this mixture. You and Rob together made sense, and then you had this other. Like weird French guy that was into weird shoes. That was a big thing early ALIFE, was strange shaped shoes with a negative heel and just.
But Arnaud was that last piece, man. Me and Rob were very similar in that way, where Arnaud brought some
that's
little
what
freshness.
made it interesting, because it could have been just like a graffiti store,
right,
if it was just you and Rob, and then the weirdness of Rob and his wife Tammy, who helped out a lot too in the beginning,
very true,
brought a whole other aspect to it that was a little bit more Frenchy, if you will.
It was,
and that's what made it cool. And their first installation was like 360
tags from everybody.
See what we did there?
Yep.
360 tags of all of the most important people that have ever written graffiti.
Pretty much everybody that came through. Those people all came through. It wasn't like we mailed shit out.
No, but that was what was great about ALIFE. You guys weren't a bunch of pussies that were just trying to come out of nowhere and get cool. You guys
have the store open. Those are motherfuckers that came through before it was even open, while we were building the shit to like take a tag on a fucking canvas.
Yeah, and then after that, you did shows with Ryan McGinnis, Todd James,
Shepard.
fucking Espo, Shepard Ferry,
all those guys. A lot of their first New York
the Sucklord and JK5.
Yeah, man.
That was actually the last art show you did.
Was it?
Was the one with me and JK5, yeah.
Right, and then we turned. Then we did. Yeah.
That was fucking classic. Nobody knew what to do with that show.
No, that was awesome. It was like fucking dioramas and sculptures and all that. Like that shit was the best.
All that shit's way ahead of time.
Wait. I'm giving out a tidbit now. You did our first windows.
You had really fucking weird windows over there.
Do you remember we had the grass and you built that fucking like?
There was a couple of things.
Some headstones.
I made like a human sacrifice. You had that, was it Doraemon? That little that weird brown brick creature, right?
Doraemon.
Is that Doraemon?
No, that's
no.
Doraemon is the blue dog.
Yeah, you're right.
No, come on, it's fucking
a brown guy with the teeth.
Domo-kun.
Yeah.
Domo
you had a bunch of Domo
But
coons.
we didn't know what the fuck they were.
Yeah,
we went to Japan, we found them or whatever, like, and we were like, these look cool, like, but we had no idea. I think it's like some like mascot of some like tech company or some shit.
Well, we did the race car thing where it was like all the little Domo figures in the sneakers, all those fucking fancy asshole sneakers that you guys used to fucking sell, and they were going through this little race, and there was this little flag.
That was shit like Camper, like you know that shit, you know that brand Camper?
Yeah.
We were the first dicks to have Camper in the U.S. Then they saw how well we used to sell the shit out of them in New York, and then all of a sudden they said, "Fuck that, we're opening up a store."
Didn't you get used like that a lot?
What?
Didn't you get used like that a lot by a lot of brands?
Yeah, but you know, I don't think that people expected ALIFE to capitalize on anything. We were expected to always be on to the next. We never were allowed to like, oh shit, this sells really good. We should sell 1 million of them. That was never our option. That was like a sellout move or something that made us probably would look bad, where all we were expected to do was to be like, okay, this month, this is the next month.
Well,
like,
I guess the idea is that you
next.
touched every dope thing that came
That's
through.
the problem with trendsetters, though. It's no one. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just doing what what you do and shit. And it's before it got all corporate.
Really, it wasn't corporate
Nike.
back then?
Not really.
Because you've had a lot of similar experiences. You brought a lot of shit to the table before anyone else did.
Fuck you.
And then a lot of people just stepped over you after that, I would imagine, or just like took what street cred you offered and then just sort of kept it moving.
Yeah. It's America.
Are you hurt by that?
Yeah.
Are you pissed? I mean, you're not even with ALIFE anymore, so there's mad stories. You're talking about the glorious heyday.
Yeah.
There was fucked up shit that happened too, right?
There wasn't, when we were together, there wasn't any fucked up shit. I walked away because I was about to have a kid. And that was just like...
You weren't making any money off of it?
No, well, first of all, we were in the period where we were just investing every fucking dollar that we made back into the business. We were paying ourselves shit. And that's honest truth, We made good money, but everything was going into everything. And if it took us if we only needed like 50 grand to do a project, we'd spend 90 grand because we wanted that shit to fucking be the best ever. You
did some pretty fucking extravagant shit.
Like we were bad like that, but we
made dope product.
And we were about making noise. That's all we wanted to do. With everything that we fucking did, we wanted.
But you fooled some big people into doing some fucking completely ridiculous shit. Like when you closed that store, the Levi's shit, build this fucking stairway to heaven, this glowing stairway to heaven. Red, white, and blue stairs with like fucking every different colored jean, and you have to go up this red carpet and walk up this glowing staircase up until to get these fucking stupid pants. It was like, that was pretty amazing.
I mean...
That does sound pretty fucking epic, though.
Yeah, we took our store and covered our whole store. Like, our office was in the top little layer, like a little crow's nest over there. We made an office and store, and we covered our whole store in steps that it was pretty fucking... Sick. But, like, Levi's gives us, like...
How much did they pay for that?
All right, that was like $250,000 budget. But that was a long time ago. Now it would have been like $1 million, $2 million, you know what I'm saying? So $250,000 budget was a lot of money, and... we didn't have to build that store out like that. They basically wanted us to create relevance in the market and make them cool, like with the 501, like do like a relaunch or some shit, And we all loved Levi's already, so it was like an easy.
It's not a hard sell.
It's not a hard sell. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, fuck yeah, So like, but we could have done just an event and did like a fucking little product.
But you didn't do that.
But we didn't do that. Instead, we were like, fuck you. We're going to re-fucking design the whole store. We're going to fucking throw a block party and shut down Orchard Street.
Yes.
But also because you were giving up that...
It was Fashion Week. So like we fucked up people's fashion fucking events because we like threw this downtown fucking crazy shit. And we actually put like 20 grand of our own money into it because we didn't have enough.
Just to stun on
We
him.
didn't have enough fucking money.
Damn.
So you're kind of a big ALIFE fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
He sucks your dick so hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we were just like, fuck this. Like, we couldn't stop, Like, we were like, we needed to put more. So we actually lost money on that shit.
But fortunately, that was your last month in the store, so you didn't have to bother to tear that shit down.
Exactly.
They tore the whole that whole building got torn down.
Yeah,
it's like a one-story building.
But then it stayed dormant for like fucking years.
It's not dormant now.
No, now
have you
it's
walked
like-
by there recently?
yeah.
There's like a 50-story hotel there. How does that make you feel when you walk down that block, or do you not even think about it?
When I left ALIFE, I didn't go in that area for a couple of years. It was sad, for me. Like, it was like, it's like you had your kid, but you really didn't hang out with it, and it still lived. It wasn't like the shit went out of business or something like that. It was like still living, and like my biggest fear was like, imagine I walk into this store, the shit that I built with my own hands, and motherfuckers are like, "Can I help you?" Or some shit. Like, that was like my biggest fear. So like, I was like, I'm not even walking in that shit. Like,
Oh God, yeah, that'd have been too weird. I worked in your store for a few months.
Yeah.
That didn't work out too good.
Why not? What happened? Tell me. Refresh my memory.
Okay,
we
well,
never fired anybody. First of all,
it was a mutual agreement, but I was fucking hard on my luck, and I needed a job. And nobody in the universe was going to hire me except you guys, because I was friends with you guys. And I guess you guys, like on Tuesdays, you guys really just wanted to buckle down because you had your retail environment on the first floor, and then upstairs you had your office where you did all, and you had to get shit done, and you didn't want to have to keep coming down to service customers. And Tuesdays was kind of a slow day, so you figured you're going to give some asshole $80 a day to sit there and run the show. So I go in there.
that's a lot of money, $80.
Yeah, but it felt. But the thing is,
shit. See, that's why we didn't have any money in our pocket.
the thing is, I felt bad because you wouldn't make $80. You were losing money on that, and I felt bad about that. And I wasn't much of a salesman because it's like, first of all, I resented that I used to be your friend and now I'm working for you. That kind of fucked my head up a little bit. I can imagine. And then also it was just like I wasn't making you any money. What?
And you were a rock star.
At the time, I was not.
No?
No, I was still coming up. I was kind of a nobody. I was on your dick for sure. So I was like, oh, I'm going to work at ALIFE, and that's going to help me.
You had the CDs.
I was doing shit, but the thing is, I went from selling shit in your store, my shit, to like peddling your crap. Yeah. And it was just weird, and it didn't make any money. I mean, I did the best that I could, but it's like the worst people would come in there, these fucking corny French tourists, and it's just like, just these cornballs, and I had to show them these shoes that I hated. Those fucking, what were those weird, the Tsubos or whatever? The ugliest shoe, and I just could not bring myself to sell it. And after a month of that shit, we all sat down and we're just like, no, not this anymore. And that was fine. It worked out fine.
Yeah. But we never fired anybody.
Which is probably one of the
world.
Yeah, you fucked up by not firing people. There's probably a lot of people you could have fired.
I know, but it wasn't about that. I think it was about like, it's like you create that fucking family. You ain't gonna like your family fucks up, but you ain't gonna be like, yo.
Yeah, and a lot of them might happen to be
Cooley, like Earsnot would call me up and be like, oh, sorry, I'm late. I'm at home. I'm like, yo, Dick, the store open. And then he would get mad at me, and I would feel bad. I'm like, all right. He'd be like, yo, I'm fucked up. I'm hungover. I was about to read in a set. Like, it would be like, I'm like, oh, all right.
I can't imagine how you stayed in business if that's how shit was.
But you know what it is, man? But we all cover for each other. Yo, for me, man, I had no problem going outside, even with my boys inside, getting stoned or something like that. Like, going to sweep outside. Like, for me,
I did that with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I became an even worse salesman after that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. It wasn't there was a hierarchy, obviously, but it wasn't like, it was more about that. Like, yo, we're like this team, man. Like my employees. If I was outside and someone said something, it was like attack mode. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Well, let's talk about attack mode, because another classic moment was when the fucking your store got fucking looted during the line. You don't want to talk about it? Of course. I mean,
you were the one who came and told me.
Well,
Dick.
The thing is, you opened a second store in Rivington Club,
ALIFE Rivington,
which was dedicated just to sneakers. Pretty classy fucking store. A lot of mahogany and red velvet.
That was definitely the beginning of that shit, right? The boutique sneaker shop shit.
Yeah. Beginning of the end, yeah.
Right. Look up.
Okay. You had some pretty fancy ass sneakers in there.
It was nice. And
you had a lot of the hip hop guys coming in there.
Yeah.
The rap guys.
We also had all the local kids.
All the local kids and all the. everybody, the fucking
That shit went down with the local
all the
kids.
actors. Yeah, they went down pretty real good with the local kids because during the blackout of 2003, when all the power went out, there were people that took advantage of that situation.
But what, in the 70s or whenever that first blackout was,
Like,
what,
people
TVs,
looted
right?
it.
But it was TVs.
Now it's sneakers.
Fucking in, what was it, 2003? That shit was sneakers.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. And I'll tell the story, but whatever. But like,
It's your hour.
I'll never forget the fucking, the next day. Who was the mayor?
Fucking wasn't.
It was like
Bloomberg
Cory
was the
Booker.
fucking mayor.
Bloomberg?
Yeah,
I
Giuliani
don't
was
even
done
know.
in 2001.
Whatever it was. But
Some
someone, I remember them going on TV and be like, there was no criminality, no looting in all of New York City, and like fucking all like.
Meanwhile, your girlfriend
we
was
got
in the
fucked.
hospital with a busted head, and your
Well,
store
my
got
wife got
fucked,
16 staple.
and they took all your fucking sneakers. All right.
Anyway.
Well, you didn't
Anyway,
even tell
so
the
what?
fucking story.
So what happened? So what'd you do? You came and
it
got
was-
me room for the Max
No,
Fish,
it was
right?
like it was the blackout. It was still daytime.
then you come
but all
to
the
me, or did you
electricity
call
went out.
me, or what happened?
I'm telling the story because you
Okay.
clearly don't remember.
I remember it all. You just tell me
remember that.
when you tell me how I found out, and I'll tell you the rest.
Okay, fine. It was the blackout happened around 4:30 in the afternoon. This is in the fucking summer. So all our shit turned off. I was on my computer trying to do something stupid, and it just turned off. All the lights went off. I was like, okay, it's a blackout. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to stay home. I'm still living with my mom. I was like, fuck out of here. So I got on my bike, and I went down to the Lower East Side, and I went to ALIFE. And you guys were all like, well, we're not going to do anything either. Fuck this. And Max Fish around the corner, all their
You
refrigerators.
closed up on Orchard Street.
Yeah, because their refrigerators went off and all their shit was going to go bad. They were just giving away free beer.
hung out
So there was an impromptu party outside Max Fish, and they were just giving out free beer on Ludlow Street.
Free beer.
Nothing
That
going
is the
on.
perfect
I remember all the,
Great.
and the thing is,
bonfires, like shit.
yeah, but the
cops
thing is,
hanging out
all
with
the
us.
graffiti kids were like,
Crazy.
Yeah.
I remember fucking KR coming over, and he's like, I'm gonna go write graffiti, and he just takes off with a bunch of people and fucking
it.
just destroy the city. So we're drinking outside ALIFE, and there's no fucking cell phone service for some reason because of the towers.
There wasn't.
Everybody's having a great time, and then for some reason I got like a minute of cell phone service.
got through to me,
It was
right?
no, we were both at Max Fish.
But
We were at Max Fish. You were there.
Oh.
We were both drinking outside Max. I was with you, or you were in the
Okay.
area.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Charlie Becker calls me.
Okay.
Our friend Charlie.
Right.
And he was like, I'm over here at the Rivington Club, and it looks like a bunch of kids have broken in and are stealing shit. And then I was like, oh, okay, thanks. So I went up to you and I told you. And then boom, it was action mode.
I
And
take off.
you told me to go get the cops. So
I did.
you don't want people to know that?
No,
That you
I-
requested the police?
I'm happy.
Really?
But I'll tell you what happened with the cops. All right. So anyway, so I take off. I'm with my girl at the time. She wasn't my wife yet. I'm with her. She just walked from like 60 something from like ABC. She was doing like Who Wants to Be Millionaire or some shit, right? It's produced. She walks down, fucking meets me in front of Max Fish, in high heels and shit from work, and she is just like, what? And then all of a sudden I get this fucking thing. She just got that, right? And we couldn't talk to each other, so like she just assumed that I was gonna be near my shop or buy it, and then I closed up the shop, and then she found me at Max Fish. It was just like random, right? It was random. So she sees me. I'm like, great. All of a sudden, you fucking tell me that you get this call from Charlie, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm looking for Robin. I know they're nowhere. I don't know where. And I'm like, I can't hang out here. I gotta run. So I run. Now it's dark, and Jen is like, and there's no fucking like, it's pitch black.
pitch
out
the
there.
fuck
It's-
black.
Yeah.
You can't see shit. It's fucking nuts when in the city. It's when it's pitch fucking black.
I
Right?
walked to Brooklyn that night.
yeah.
Well,
It's like some
Well,
escape
don't
from
worry
New
about
York
it. So
shit.
did I, and then you'll hear about that. So fucking, I'm like, okay, great. I'm like, I run. I'm like, Jen, she's like, wait for me. I'm like, I can't wait for you. I'm like, they're fucking robbing my store. I'm like, you know where the fucking thing is. You know where the store is. It's 3 blocks away. Just fucking meet me there. I run. I get there, and I see the fucking door off the hinges, but through like the garbage way, right? So I'm like, fuck. I fucking walk in there. I'm like on some kung fu shit. Like it's pitch black. I can't see shit. And I'm like, okay, like is anybody in here? And it's like empty, but I could tell. I mean, I don't know how because it was so in there. I don't know.
Did you have a flashlight or something?
I did, but not at that moment. But I just felt that it was fucked up. Like I felt like paper hanging from shit. I felt like I knew just by touching around that something was fucked up. So I go outside, and fucking Keith and his girl were on bikes or something like that, and they came, and I think one of his friends or something like that, and they were like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I think they fucked us up," and I'm like, and then some kid comes and hands me a flashlight. So I'm like, okay, boom. I'm like looking. I fucking look inside. I'm like, okay, it's definitely fucked up, but they didn't get the good shit because we had some like bulletproof fucking glass shit in those big counters, those big things. So
Thank God.
Yeah, so they didn't get they didn't get some of the good shit, but they definitely took like
They must have been like smashed. What the fuck?
They were just going because you couldn't see shit unless they had. Wait, so listen.
Oh, okay.
So I walk out and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm standing in front. I don't know what to do. You know, like at this point, I'm like waiting for like some cops to come because like whatever. Obviously, I told you to send the fucking cops. So I'm like waiting to see. All of a sudden, I see these kids. They roll up and they start coming up and they're like. They start walking past me to go in. I said, yo, where the fuck you going? I said, we're going to get sneakers. I said, wait, we go. I said, this is my fucking store. He's like, you ain't the fucking owner. And all of a sudden I hear some kid in the corner go, yo, that's the owner. That's the owner. And I'm like, and all these, and so now I know they're all local kids, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, because the projects are not that far. It's like a couple blocks away. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know who the fuck you are, but then all of a sudden they walk away. And like, you can't see across the street. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, beer bottles start flying. Start crashing out. They're trying to get me away from the fucking front of the store. And now I feel bad because I got my employee and his girl, and I think his friend was there. And I was like, yo, get inside. I helped them bend the door back up because they like totally fucking took this, what do they call it? Fireproof metal doors and bent this shit off the fucking hinges, right? Push that shit up with him. I say, yo, keep fucking hang out here, lean up against the wall, put your feet up there. I'm gonna go run and get Jen because she now at this point she still didn't show up. And I'm like, I don't want her to roll up and get hit by a fucking bottle. So I'm like, I'm gonna go run to the corner, see if I can find her. I run to the corner, find her. It's like God hooked this shit up. Find her, bring her the fuck back, and the door's off the hinges again. And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. So now I have this flashlight, and I'm like, what do I do? And I don't know how I thought of this or why, but I said, I'm going to run through the fucking spot, not put on the flashlight, and then when I get to the back of the spot, I'll put the flashlight on and start fucking hitting motherfuckers, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, if I go in like crazy, they're going to stampede me. I'm fucked, right? I don't know what made me think of that, but I thought of it. Fucking morning.
And did it work?
And it fucking worked. I fucking run through. Now I'm like I'm hearing shit, motherfucker. Like it's like fucking shit climbing the walls, like that shit, right?
How many people were in there?
Like 20 motherfuckers.
Where were your employee and the dude and the chick?
Wait. So I'm like, I'm shitting. I'm like, are they dead? Are they okay? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you pinned yourself in the back of the store.
I fucking go all the way to the back, and now I just turn the flash on. I'm like, the fuck out, the cops, whatever. I don't know what the fuck I screamed out. But I screamed some shit out. I just started whacking motherfuckers. All of a sudden, everybody ran the fuck out. And guess what happened? When I pulled back up and I saw the shit off the hinges, I told Jen, I'm like, stay outside. Do not come inside with me. So, of course, she gets all nervous and she fucking comes running back in as they're running out. They fucking hit her over the head with a 40. They fucking... She has to get like 16 staples in her fucking head.
Holy shit.
But she's standing, she's okay. She's good, you know, like I get out, they're all outside, and I'm still looking for Keith. I'm like, where the fuck is Keith? Where is it? They come walking out, they're like, Tone, sorry, but we hid behind the fucking door as soon as they pushed us through, like I couldn't hold him back. So, and he's bleeding all down his face. He got smashed over the fucking head when they were running out. And then all of a sudden, this little fucking police car comes rolling up. You know, I've never told this story on anything. This is very important for this.
Lay it out. Lay it out.
So fucking exclusive. Yeah, listen. So
this is an exclusive.
Yeah, for real. So the police, little police, you know those little fucking things they got, those little mobiles or whatever.
Right. It's like a booth with 3 wheels on it. Yeah.
Right. So they fucking this guy rolls up and he's like, oh shit, what's going on? I'm like, they're fucking looting me, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden he calls a cop car. The cop pulls up, and Jen's like bleeding all down. Like I got blood all over my fucking shirt. Keith's bleeding. I don't know if it's my blood or Jen's blood or Keith's blood on me. Like I don't know who. Like I'm feeling myself. I don't feel hurt. you know? And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, fucking, I'm like, do you have something? And like straight out of like a comic book, the lady hands fucking Jen a Dunkin' Donut fucking napkin.
The police officer?
I'm like, do you have a first aid kit? Something? They give us Dunkin' Donut fucking napkins. I'll never forget it. Because I have a picture of it, and I'll tell you how. But later on.
Throwback Thursday one day?
Yo, my wife holding Dunkin' Donuts napkins on her fucking head that's split open. Right?
Crazy.
So anyway.
From the cops.
From the cops.
They probably were
right. So I'm like, yo,
I'm
listen, I gotta get to the hospital. I gotta get look like Key's face is all cut up. My wife's broke.
Meanwhile, these kids walked out of your store with like garbage bags full of shit.
Fine. I don't even give a fuck at this point. Now I got 2 of my family members fucking hurt. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, I need to get to the hospital. They're like, sorry, we can't take you. I'm like, well, can you call somebody? Like I gotta get them. I'm like, can someone just watch? I'm like, okay, if you're not gonna take us, can someone watch my store so that they don't keep looting this shit and get to the basement where all the other shit is? Like, and while I figure out how to get them to the hospital, and some fucking cop goes to me, "You're a man, watch your own shit."
What?
Whoa.
And I'm like, yeah,
wow.
motherfucker. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's your name, man? Give me a badge number. I got fucking family on the force. I'm like, what's up? You know, like, meanwhile, I don't have family, but my best friend's whole family is.
It's believable.
Right? So I'm like, I got that. And the guy's like, I ain't giving you shit. And walks away. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like freaking out now.
Fucking scumbag.
So some kid comes up to me, gives me a kryptonite lock. I somehow rig up the door with something with this kryptonite fucking lock. Right? And I'm like, okay. I open the cop car door, throw my fucking wife, my girlfriend at the time, in the fucking car, throw my employee in the car, and I jump in the car, and I'm like, taking me to the fucking hospital. And at that point, like, I felt like they were gonna be like, what are we gonna do, rip these kids out? Then it's a real fucking news story, you know? So they fucking take us to the hospital. She gets all that shit done. They end up re-looting the fucking place more than once because we got back there the next morning and the shit was already broken into again. And
wow.
Fucking. We left there, and another one of those fucking cop vehicles comes over to Brooklyn Bridge. I'm at the base of the Brooklyn Bridge, and now I got to walk back to Brooklyn because you can't get a cab, can't get anything, right? So I'm like, all right, fuck. So I see this cop car. My wife's now, her whole head bandaged up like some Flintstone shit, right? Right? Bandaged up, and I'm like, listen, can you just? She has high heels, and she's got to take them off because you know the Brooklyn Bridge is all wood panels. She can't walk, right? She gets caught every 2 seconds. So she's like, taking them off. I'm like, you can't walk with no fucking shoes. So I asked the cop, and I see him coming the other way. I'm like, can you just take it over to the other side? I'll walk. You don't gotta take me. But can you just fucking do me that favor? Look at it. We just got fucking hit in the head. And he said no. And I was just like, this is fucking nuts. And we just walked the fuck home.
Cops.
Yep, we just walked the fuck home and everything. I mean, I got more of the cop stories, but I feel like this is like the whole hour.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I actually had a
Crazy
positive
story,
experience with the cops that night, but it's not that
Can I have the
boring.
rights to that story?
No. It was nuts. And then like the next day we went there and the cops came in where we were like looking at the shit and like, whoa, crazy party you had here last night, huh? Like some fucked up shit. And I'm just like, you fucking know what went down, you dicks. It's your fucking precinct. You know, like, I'm like, if you ain't here to help me clean the fuck up, get the fuck out. Like, it was like on some fight. It was on some fight shit. Like, I was ready to like fight a fucking cop. Wait, and then it gets better. So then all of a sudden, this fucking kid rolls up one day at the other ALIFE, and he's like, yo, I was there that night. I got pictures. And he rolls up, and there's a picture of me and the cop that was a dick to me. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, you're the fucking best. Give this guy 12 sweatshirts.
Could you read the cop's name on his badge?
No. I just brought that down to because they were starting to do investigation. Like
right.
They had the inspector guys or whatever the fuck they are, the detectives,
the insurance, yeah.
The detectives. So
did a lot of other businesses get looted that night?
Nobody.
Just you.
Just us.
Well, hey, that's what happens when you're a fucking trendsetter, guy.
2 windows got broken in, and they were both sneaker shops. Just the front windows. Like one was like a Foot Locker on Fulton or something like that, and then another one was I think another boutique or some one of those other something like downtown.
Probably at the end of the day, good for your branding.
Whatever. We almost didn't, but we almost didn't reopen. You know, like, you know, at that point I couldn't look at kids in the neighborhood anymore because I'd be rolling up and like I see some kid wearing some shit that I know only my store had. And now I'm just like, okay, were you one of the dicks that fucking was in there? Or you one of the dicks that bought the shit from someone that was in there? And there was I had such anger in my body that I almost didn't reopen. I mean, not me, Rob, I know. Like, almost like together, we were almost like, and Tam, we were almost like, Tammy, like, we were almost like, are we going to do this again? Like, is this worth it? Shit. You know?
What did you do?
And then everybody chipped in. People, brands, friends,
Did you
whatever.
get any insurance money from that shit?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope, because we had something fucked up in our insurance. And I don't even want to get into that. It was like, I think we had like tornado, fucking, fire, no matter what, like
but no burglary.
But no, like burglary, some weird shit. There was some glitch in our fucking thing that we got nothing. But Nike, Adidas.
Well, that store is still there 13 years later, so I guess it worked out.
And like all these guys, like people were like just all like everybody gathered together and helped us out. And we got back on our toes in like a fucking couple of weeks.
Would it be like that today if this happened?
I don't know.
It's a different time.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it was like that. What was it?
We was all family back
Retail
then.
Mafia.
Yeah.
Remember that shit with our little postcard? Like we were all friends.
Yeah,
like we had a
were
postcard
family.
that like was fucking in each of our shops that would tell us how to get to our other shops. You know, like our friends' shops.
I mean, that was a classic time.
It was great.
I don't
Like
think
how
it'd
could
be
you
like
beat that?
again. There's too much money in the game now.
Yeah, but you had your store, and there was fucking Recon right over there, and then fucking Nort, and you Supreme, and Russ's
ALIFE,
store, and all that shit.
WK's
Yeah, little
studio slash
thing.
little shop that he sold pencils and books and stuff.
Yeah, it's all gone
what
down
was,
the fucking toilet.
Marco Art.
BQ was a
Remember Marco Art?
yes,
With
Marco Art,
with
but the
baby?
BQE with the what's his name, the Japanese kid
Oh yeah, BQE.
across the street.
Wait, what else? What else?
Andre Charles used to have his place.
Andre Charles.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
He had the
baby
basement of Baby Jupiter, and then he had like his airbrush T-shirt
Right.
store on Allen Street.
Right.
You can't have a store like that now.
No. But anyway, and then what? But then they had the fancy store right next to us. Remember 7?
The
Right,
clothing
and there
store.
was
With all
that
the
constant
asphalt
everything,
shit,
yes.
all the fancy shit.
Everything else in that neighborhood was like fabric stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the pickle guy and like. and
But
like
I
shit
know
like that.
people got mad when that store 7 opened up. It was different.
We didn't get mad.
Some people
We
did.
did not fucking get. What, my employees? I love that shit.
Maybe it was just me. I
I
don't
love
know.
that shit. Having like the As4 cats roll up on their fucking BMXs like a shit. That shit was
It
entertaining.
was pretty fucking weird. I mean, these people with these outrageous like
The
fucking
round-
outfits
and
and these
the
round
round
bags
bags
and
and-
the asymmetrical hair and the
That shit
makeup
was
and
great.
just like
but
yeah,
like
it was
I'm
pretty
great
weird.
friends with them now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was like we were from different worlds, but we
You
were
could-
like almost
yeah,
like
the thing
you know
is you
like
could
it was
fucking
like
get away with that at the
Yeah.
time. Like this guy had a store. You know, you had a store.
that's what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous.
But that was great. Anybody could do it, you know. And it didn't even have to be a store. It was like you didn't know what it was going to be. It was.
I mean,
I'm just
I
laughing 'cause
I could. Well,
No, he said you didn't even have to have a store. 'cause
No,
I
yeah,
wasn't,
well,
like,
you
shit
weren't
wasn't
really-
for sale. Like,
yeah, you were the
Right?
I would pull down the curtains and like, do you have an appointment? No, sorry.
People would come
That's
into
where
your
it said
store,
token.
and you were
Yeah.
such an asshole to all
Of
your customers.
course,
People
of
would come in,
course.
oh my God, what is it?
I
You know,
was
these
the originator
fantastic
of that,
toys, and you were
dude.
the
Like, I
originator.
wrote
It's
the
like,
book.
nah, you're not cool enough.
Supreme and everyone copied me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
For real.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
but you're New York. I personally think New York's gone down the toilet. You're kind of an advocate for the so-called new New York, or you've tried to put the best face on it. You put out some article recently.
I
didn't
had
you?
to.
I think it's went corporate. That's why.
Yeah, well,
Because it was for one of my clients, but
did
cool
you really
people,
believe all
stand
that
up.
shit?
I believed it with the shit that I wrote.
What's still good about New York?
I wrote? I mean, what did I write in the article?
I don't
even
fucking remember. You were just jerking New York's dick.
No, man. For me, the thing about
Now
New
you
York,
can't remember, so it's obviously
I'm going
bullshit.
to tell you. No, I'm going to tell you. The thing about New York is about change, right? So like, if you hate on that shit, like
it doesn't
whatever.
care if you don't like it.
I know, but yeah, exactly. It's gonna move on to the next shit. Like motherfuckers that when we did shit, like the people before us probably hated the shit we did.
You're right, and everybody of a certain age has that time in New
It's
York.
every 20,
That was the
every
golden
20,
era. Yeah.
Every 20 years, it's like, yo, that shit is whack. Like, or this shit wasn't like how we had it.
This has been going on since like the 1800s.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, for me, it's like, I could hate on it. I could shit on everybody. I could do all that shit and say we were the first this, we were the best that, we were the thing. But like for me, it's like,
well, but you still live here now. So what's your excuse?
Because I love this shit.
Still,
I love New York.
You?
Yeah, I love New York. That's my home.
But why?
But why?
Yeah.
Because when you travel and you get to go to other motherfucking spots, you can't wait to get the fuck home.
It still does have a lot of the inherent characteristics that it did, even during that so-called golden era when everybody was when you guys were shining.
Don't get me wrong. I wish we could do that again. That was the funnest, greatest
The only
thing.
difference for me is the amount of money that's being made now compared to then. That's
But
all.
that's the only reason, isn't it?
the only reason why.
Would you have a store if it was cheap?
Oh, if it was cheap enough, yeah.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
ridiculous now, though.
You can't fuck. I mean, what? Every other storefront's empty. For real. On Lafayette Street.
Dude,
like
Canal Street has $20,000 spaces.
It's crazy.
Canal
right?
Street, it's an extension of Soho.
It's fucking nuts.
It's
Because it's got high, no, it's got high
Coho.
ceilings.
Coho.
It's just not the same anymore.
No,
It is nuts.
No, but do you predict in the future it'll all go back to shit again? Do you think some apocalyptic event will make New York cool again?
I don't know. I mean, right? What do they say? Art comes out of fucking tragedy and struggle and shit like that. I mean, whatever, man. It's always going to be like that. I try to figure it out.
You tried to not figure it out.
I tried not to figure it out.
It's difficult to think about, isn't it?
Yeah. How the fuck do you figure something like that?
I try not to figure it out.
No, I try not to try to figure it out.
I mean,
Try
I don't
not
know.
to
I mean,
try.
I grew up in New York also, and it's like I'm the same age as you guys, whatever age that may be. And like, I've seen a couple of eras of New York, and I've always thought them to be superior culturally and, socially across the board. I mean, whatever. I mean, and now I look at it and I think it's almost all completely eradicated. It's impossible to be a fucking weirdo in downtown Manhattan. So I fucking.
But why is that? Is it
because it's too expensive, and the weirdo business doesn't pay
Right.
compared to like what some of these other things, like doing some strange eccentric
But
thing.
also, weird is not weird anymore because of this fucking whole computer shit.
The computers make shit not weird now.
No, yeah, because it's like you see. It's nothing's a surprise. Nothing is like, oh shit, I went to New York and I saw this weird fucking dude. Now all I can do is I can see right now some weird dick in fucking Japan and by going on my phone right now, and I'll be weird. I'll do that weird shit tomorrow.
It's not really the same experience, is it?
No, but I'm saying like there's no incubation anywhere anymore. There's no like discovery anymore. There's none of that shit.
No, I know you can. I've walked every single block up and down the whole downtown area, and there isn't one even remote corner of interesting shit. I mean, I do dig all the decrepit Chinese stuff, but
I love walking over here.
Yeah,
like
but
just walking by the
that's
fucking
why
park
I'm
and
trying
seeing
to
these
hold this
motherfuckers
spot
not
down.
giving a fuck about what's going on around.
I feel like this particular neighborhood
like
that
that shit
we're
is
in-
just like
They don't
we're gonna
give
sit
a
in a
shit.
fucking circle in
Like
the
a
middle
time
of the park
warp,
here
yo.
and just fucking play with our birds in our cages or whatever. Like
That's why I picked this neighborhood. That's why I
It's
feel
great.
like making my last stand here.
I
It's
love
like
it.
having this fucking
I
space
agree.
and maintaining some little corner of strangeness in this particular part of New York as this just like consuming force field of just like corporate cornball whitewashed super
agree.
expensive whackness
This is great, right
encompass
here.
on
You're
me,
the
but this
best
is
place
go-
ever.
yeah, but this isn't probably
Until
not going to
it creeps
last.
up this
Yeah, and
way.
it's going to consume me. I mean, you look at what fucking's happening on the Bowery, and it's just like this fucking train just like eating everything in its path and just shitting out
crazy,
bullshit. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm standing. You saw Game of Thrones the other day?
Yes.
When
Yeah.
Jon Snow was standing there with those fucking horses approaching, that's kind of how I felt. You were feeling that?
No, I don't know about your situation, but I was very much feeling Jon Snow.
Yeah, I was too. I thought that part where he was digging himself out of all those corpses was really symbolic.
See, you know what happens to me? I fucking nod off when I'm watching that shit.
Really?
No. I love Game of Thrones, but it's my ritual is
to smoke a lot of weed before
no,
it comes on.
No, because I don't even, it's not a lot, but it's like I put my kids to sleep. I fucking make my dinner. It's like 9, 10 o'clock, whatever the fuck it is. I heat that shit up.
This is how you make your dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right,
I go out on my little balcony. I take a puff. I play a little Candy Crush while the shit is fucking heating up. Right? No, you don't. Yeah, I do. I'm in I'm at a high level. Anyway.
Oh shit.
And then I fucking go back in. Like when I run out of my 5 lives, you get like 5 lives or some shit. I go back in and I eat, and when my fucking belly is full and I got a little fucking, I feel a little good in my head. I start nah, and then I gotta rewind the shit.
Really?
Nah, and then I gotta and then all of a sudden, like, you're telling me about when he's coming out of the corpses, and I'm thinking, did I see that part? I know I watched it. And now I'm like doubting myself.
My adrenaline is too fucking high when that shit comes
No,
out. I'm thinking about it the whole fucking day. The whole fucking day.
I was affected for a day and a half. Like,
what?
Absolutely affected for a day and a half.
Why?
Just it's a very traumatic experience, and for me, Game of Thrones is like an event. Like, even if I'm watching it alone, for me it's an event. It's you know, I'm in party mode when I'm watching that. You know, I'm alert. I'm like paying attention. Like this thing happened like 4 seasons ago. I remember that. You know, like things are coming back.
I do love it. I love those fucking dragons coming down and attacking shit.
I can't do it.
You don't fuck with that?
I do, but I don't. Not Game of Thrones. It's just, for me, it's too late. And if I get into it right now, it'll be on some like binge shit, and it's just
you don't got time for that.
Too consuming. Yeah,
I feel you.
I'll
man.
go days and just binge just to catch up.
No?
And it's just like
I mean, I do, but I can't. Like,
I haven't worked for 2 days and shit. Like
2 days is like a short estimate. It's gonna be like 6 days.
Whatever, like.
I feel you. I mean, I've been in from the beginning, so it works out fine. But we'll probably wind up having some Game of Thrones dedicated episodes when we have some experts in the studio. We're not going to talk about Game of Thrones with 2 motherfuckers that don't know shit about Game of Thrones. It's going to waste time.
I told you, dragons
let's talk about what you're an expert in. Why the fuck did you quit working at ALIFE?
Because I had Viva, my first daughter.
Beautiful name.
And I'll be honest, man. I didn't know what it was gonna be like to be a dad, and I knew that I was working like 20-hour fucking days, and I knew that shit consumed my whole being.
Super unpredictable.
You know, and I was just like, you know, I think it was one day that it was something stupid. Like I went to like the doctor with my wife to see like a sonogram and shit, and I came in. I was a little late in the morning because it took so long, and you know, it was sort of like, well, we just had a meeting about this, and then I started to feel bad. I was like, you know what happens when my kid actually is born? Like, I'm gonna want to hang out with this new nugget, you know, like, and like I'm just like what happens? Like, I don't want to feel guilty. You know, like, these are like my brothers. These are my best friends. We built this fucking thing together. I've been with these guys for fucking a decade. You know, like, I don't want to be shitty about it. So I remember walking in. It was like the new year, and I was just like, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna step. I'm not gonna take dick. I'm just gonna
severance package.
Nothing. I said everything. Like, I don't.
No dick.
I don't want no dick. I don't want anything. I'm just gonna walk away, and and I just did. And I went down the block because I knew if I went home I'd get into a depression. I went like down the block, called like the real estate chick, and was like, I need an office, and just helped me find an office, and that's how I found that spot on Center Street.
Yeah, I went to your spot in Center Street. It's beautiful. I have no idea what the fuck goes on there.
We have a lot of room. I don't do dick. I stay on my fucking little computer, right?
What do you do all day? You make shit?
I work.
On what?
I work for different
How
clients.
the fuck are we supposed to know?
I work for different clients. I get hired by a lot of motherfuckers to do shit, and
like what, branding?
Whatever. Just yeah, like
exactly. You know something about that,
right?
Well,
branding, but also connecting. You know, like picking the right people to do right projects and certain things, and being that dude that. But
creative direction.
Yeah, but the difference is that I know how to use the computer, so it's not like I'm the guy who says, "Let's paint that wall blue." I'll paint it blue. You know what I'm saying?
With your computer.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like I will do it as well. I'm not just a creative director. I know how to use the tools.
Okay, so what's the end game here for
Well,
you?
I just started fucking with this new brand. You probably know it because you're doing similar shit. Buscemi,
Okay, yeah.
the fancy
Yeah.
sneaker stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting to fuck with them.
Those are crazy.
Buscemi, that's some sneaker brand. Make me care about it. You
They're
got,
like,
you got
they're
2
like,
minutes.
they're like $1,000 sneakers. They're super high
Hate it.
quality. Yeah, I know. I understand that, but there's people that love it.
Yeah.
And you know, and at the end of the day, there's that dude that wants to buy the $200 T-shirt, and there's that dude that wants the $1,000 fucking sneakers.
What's wrong with those people? Because I mean, I don't know about fucking fashion and sneakers, but I know fucking the toy business as he does, and I know people make some really completely frivolous and meaningless purchases with their money, and that's how a lot of these things survive. What's up with that? What's wrong with these people?
You have that kind of money, and it's also like the thing that you strive for, or some shit, right? That kid who saves up his allowance fucking all year to get these fucking kicks so he can put them on Instagram. You know, it's like, I mean, it enough, right?
Hashtag goals.
But you know,
Instagram, like that's just to put it on
right?
Instagram.
But it's
That's
that
my goal.
dude. But then it's also Justin Bieber. You know, like who loves the shit and wants to fucking take a selfie. You know, like whatever with the sneakers and the things.
Don't you think
know?
that's all symbolic of the decline of civilization in a way?
I don't know, man.
Do you?
I don't know.
It's pretty fucked up, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it has enough.
I mean, you've profited off these
Priorities,
type of
dude.
things.
I have profited off of these type of things, yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like how do I shit on
I've
that?
played the game, yeah, to an extent.
Are you out of the game?
I wouldn't say I'm out of the
$1 million
game.
fucking Beastie Boy toys and the thing. You know, like you had that shit.
Yeah, no, of course. I've had the overpriced shit. Yeah, it's I've charged.
Everybody's allowed a
100
few
times.
overpriced things.
Yeah, I've charged
I
100
just don't know,
times.
$1,000.
And you don't feel like a
Something was
drug
worse.
pusher when you sell that stuff sometimes?
I didn't at the time, but then it comes to a point where I don't know. It's like when everything started to get corporate, that's when I kind of stepped back.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear your whole analysis of like, 'cause you were, I don't know, we only have half an hour left or 15 minutes left, and
That's
once we
another
start
time
getting
and
into
another
your
story,
shit,
yeah.
it's gonna be fucking too crazy. So that's for part 2. But I mean, do you think that all this shit is fucking done and crashed and over? No, not for you. You're still playing this game, but that's it for the rest of your life. You're just gonna do branding for fancy sneakers.
Do I love?
Don't you have a higher goal than that?
No, but listen. Do I? I write. You know
Okay.
I write.
Yeah, what's up with all of that?
I write.
I mean, you're obviously very compelling on the mic.
Okay, but I
What
write.
about all that shit?
I'm about to start my own little podcast radio shit.
Are you now? So you're just using this as practice.
I'm trying to see the setup, and I know now what not to do.
Got it.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
Nah,
Got
I'm
it.
joking.
No, I feel
Nah,
it. No, you're right. You should. This is crazy.
video shit.
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
be on
wish
the
this
fucking
on
mic.
anybody.
I'm gonna be on the mic, but no, believe me, I was approached by someone. When it launches, I'll let you know. But it's definitely something sort
Corporate.
of like it's not corporate. Oh, I guess I guess the people behind it is corporate. Yeah, true. But you know what, man? I got fucking kids, bro.
I was just about to say, it's like
got kids.
it's like when you have family and you got kids and
Games, it's a different fucking game.
I feel it.
I
No, I
got
feel it.
stress.
I've deliberately
I can't go
avoided
eat
having
fucking
kids for
dumplings
that
every
reason
fucking
because I
night.
want to continue to be a deranged madman.
And that's the difference between then and now with myself.
right. That's probably
know?
true of almost everybody else that was doing shit at the time.
Right? It's like I didn't have to pay myself back then. Now I gotta fucking pay myself. My kids want to go to a fucking week camp that costs like $600 to like
Week camp.
Yeah, no, not like week, but like the new thing.
camp for a
the
week.
new thing in Brooklyn is like these kids do like these camps for like a
Sleepaways.
week. Like one is like
Sleepover.
rock camp. No, not sleepover shit.
Oh, okay.
My kids ain't sleeping the fuck out. but like on some
A week long
yeah, like
course of
rock and roll
climbing.
camp, circus camp, fucking
What?
baking camp.
And they spend the whole summer just going from one fucking weird ass
Yep.
camp to the next.
My kids
and
don't.
you got to pay for that?
No, my kids don't. But this year, like all their friends do, like last year, they're like, so and so did fucking how to make a bag camp, how to fucking thing camp, how to sew camp, and like all these fucking things. And I felt like a dick. I was like, all right, and like so now they have like best friends. Well, actually, our cousins, my cousins' kids are like are doing this
How
thing.
old is your kid? How many kids you have? 2?
2 girls.
How old are they?
TJ and Viva, 10 and 7.
God, you're in for it, man.
Yeah.
How old is your? You have a daughter too, right?
You have a daughter, Lila.
She's 15.
She's gonna be 15.
God, that must drive you insane.
High school.
Have you had to like?
No, she's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
But doesn't she have like dudes? A lot of annoying dudes coming at her.
She's pretty smart.
She can
so
handle.
she
Of course,
take care
she's your
herself.
fucking progeny.
She's
Yeah.
a chip off the old shoulder.
Yeah, off the old rock hard block. But I mean, it's got to be terrible because when
she
you were
stresses
15,
me
you
out.
weren't getting fucking all this shit thrown in your face
No, it stresses
24/7.
me out. I actually just got her a computer for her 10th birthday. I know it's fancy, but you know what? It was like, no. I got her a fucking.
Remember when we were 10?
Is she on
No,
Tumblr?
no. I got her a fucking MacBook Air. I got it for her.
She have a cell phone yet?
No, because that was the thing. She was like, all my friends are getting cell phones.
Yeah,
I'm
too
like-
fucking bad.
I'm like, what do you need a fucking cell phone for? So then I figured
to take selfies
Exactly.
and to
So
go
I
on
was
Snapchat.
like, you know what?
Look at
I'm
porn-
like,
porn
I'll buy you a
sites.
fucking computer, even though it's more fucking money. I'll buy you a computer, and you can iMessage off your fucking little, the computer shit. So it's like she was so excited because I just gave it to her today. So she's like iMessaging me shit and everything. I'm like, I could watch that shit. I could look at that shit. I could look at your fucking history. Jen like did some link shit where she like hooks up to her.
Better hope
thing
she
now.
don't watch this.
But I'm saying,
She's gonna be like, oh.
well, it's true. Well, I hope not, because also whatever. So that's another thing.
So what? You're monitoring your child's
No,
online activity
no,
altogether?
no.
You don't want to look at that shit,
No,
man.
listen.
You
we're
don't
not-
want to know.
We're not monitoring.
When you search,
but I
you
want
find.
her to know. My whole shit is guilt. I grew up with guilt. I grew up Italian American, fucking straight up guilt. I felt bad. If I was doing something fucking bad, I thought of my mom and dad. I thought of God. I thought of all that shit. And I said, maybe I shouldn't be doing this shit.
Not all the time, though.
No, I did a lot of bad shit, but I never like hurt someone like in a wheelchair. Or I never like, you know what I'm saying? I never did that fucked up shit that like whatever. I never did fucked up shit. Did I do drugs? Did I do graffiti? Did I do yeah? But like I never did bad shit. I made
Right.
sure that I outweighed whatever bad shit I did with good.
Right.
I went out partying Saturday night. Sunday morning, I was at church with my mom at 9 a.m. No matter what, even if I fucking got home at 8. I made sure I did that, you know. And for me, that balance was good, and I want my daughters to have that same little bit of
Damn,
guilt.
I got no bounds.
No, but
I haven't been to
that
church in fucking years.
but no, but it's not the church part's not the balance. It's doing the good shit to balance out the bad shit.
Oh, yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so like for me, to have that little bit of guilt, if I could just instill that little bit of guilt in my kids, where they feel bad and they think twice, I'm not gonna be able to stop them. But if they could think twice and maybe not do that really fucked up thing, I won.
Okay, well, have fun trying to figure out how to do that.
I already do.
Okay, I bet.
Make
I
you
say-
feel guilty, yeah.
Yeah. I say, yo, you're gonna make that. You're gonna do that to your dad. You're gonna do that
There
to
you
your dad.
go. There you go. There you go.
Like you're gonna make me feel fucked up like that? Like that's it? Like, you know, like
That
I'll do
hurts
shit like
me.
that.
You wanna
Like
hurt
you're
me like
hurting
that?
your dad.
The-
And that's
the-
it. Right away they're like, oh shit, maybe I'm not gonna hurt my dad. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a good strategy.
Yeah. Or like you could do that. Like if that happens, I have to beat up like that kid's dad. Like or something like shit. You know?
Are you
like,
gonna make me do that?
Wait, like you want dad to go to jail? You want me to go to jail because I have to beat up that kid's dad?
How old did you say the oldest one was?
10.
Okay, well, when she's like 16, 17,
I'll come
18,
back
she
on the
might
show.
want to test that boundary, you know. She's going to be more rebellious, and she might want to see how far her daddy's
man, I
really going to
started
go
working
for
out
her.
again.
Huh?
I started working out again.
Good. You may actually have to knuckle up at some point.
I'm okay with that.
Did you see that picture of Sylvester Stallone with his 3 daughters? They're all like maybe 18 to 22, and they're all gorgeous, and it's like this meme. It's like when you realize your daughters
Yeah.
are fine and you can't beat up everybody. It's
Yeah, I
like,
did
that's
see
going to happen at some point. Somebody's going to have to get through.
I know.
One of these dudes is going to have to get through.
I'm okay with that.
You're
If
okay
they-
with that?
If they love my kids,
How do you suss that out?
I don't know. I'm hoping I figure it out.
We'll get back to you in a couple of years
Think
and
about
see.
it. But think about it. I'm figuring it out. And I don't know what life is gonna.
Well, you're a well-formed, upstanding, moral individual,
I'm all right.
and I would imagine that you wouldn't have fucked up kids. I'm not so sure about.
I'm super honest with my daughter, and she's
Yeah.
super honest with me.
About what? Everything.
About everything.
Really?
About everything. Sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Hip hop
Everything.
too.
Hip hop.
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Everything.
I mean, yeah, I remember you used to. I remember when you used to taught your daughter how to give a middle finger when she was like 2 years old.
The thing is with, I mean, it's just weed is so much a part of my culture that.
Which culture is that?
The weed culture.
Oh, the weed culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
His culture.
Yeah.
it's a thing that hip hop, dude. She was around at such a young age. We had to. I formed this code word, sandwich. So that's what we would call weed, sandwiches. This way, because little kids, they get words and they start to, so I didn't want her spurting out the word marijuana or weed in school. So it would be sandwiches. So we go, oh, Daddy, you gonna go eat a sandwich? And I'm like, yep. We go to the next room and eat a sandwich.
Yeah,
She'll
your
come into the
daddy
room and be
eats
like,
a lot of sandwiches.
it smells like sandwiches in here. So that was like the code word. So
Okay,
this way, as a child, as a little kid, it wasn't part of her vocabulary.
And she knew how to be deceptive. You
But-
taught her
but it's
how
also
to
not-
cover.
But isn't it also not taboo?
Well, no, I taught her from the beginning. It's illegal, but it's not a drug.
It's not a crime.
Yeah. Well, it's a crime. It's illegal, but it's not a drug.
Right, I understand that. But I mean, it's not a crime in the sense like murder is a crime,
Yeah.
a moral crime. It's a
Ain't gonna
crime by
make
any
you want to
measure.
steal your mom's TV.
But like smoking weed isn't.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, but does your daughter smoke weed now too?
Not yet, no.
You've been waiting for that day, right?
I told her when she's 18, I would sit down and smoke
18?
her first. Yeah.
You think she can hold out till she's 18?
I think so. I mean, I'm sure if I would have offered her one right now, she would go for it.
She wouldn't.
She would.
Okay, and you don't think if a friend of hers offers
No,
her
she
that?
wouldn't.
Really, because you taught her that well.
But it's a good relationship. He has a good relationship.
I'm
with
not
his
knocking it,
daughter.
I'm just trying
But
to
I'm
suss
saying,
it
but
out.
that's what I'm
I mean,
trying
that's
to
what
build.
I'd like to believe. That's what I do
But
think.
that-
I mean,
Right.
for all I know, she's with her friends right now getting high.
But right, but you gotta
she
believe that
definitely
shit,
is.
right? And
That
you gotta
and-
try
and-
to.
Yeah, and sex and everything. I told her she has all the time in the world to have sex. So right now, just do school, do you, and
Which was not what you were doing when you were 15.
no.
Or the girls you were hanging
No,
out with.
exactly.
So, how the tables
And the
have
times
turned.
are so much different as well.
Really?
But I think it's about making something taboo, like what I was trying to say before.
They want
I
to
think-
do it when you forbid them to.
Yeah, yeah. Like, obviously I curse a lot. So I obviously curse at home, right? And people are like, when other people are around, whatever. But it's not like I'm saying go get those fucking crayons. I'm not like saying shit like that, But like, if I'm talking, I curse.
Yeah.
So,
we
like-
all-
Yo, that's the same
that's
shit. I
not
do
a
the
big
same
fucking
shit.
deal.
But you know
at
what I'm
all.
saying? But it's not
And
a
when
bad
I'm
thing.
around my family,
My
they're
kids
like,
don't curse
"What
because
the fuck you
they don't
doing?"
give a fuck. It ain't like
They don't curse yet.
true.
They don't curse yet.
And right. But I'm saying, like, people are like, are you afraid they're gonna say that shit in school, whatever? And yeah, later on, I'm sure they will curse. Fine. But as kids right now, they know that it's not like a big deal, so they just don't do it, And when they do it, and I'm at home, and like, it's actually pretty fucking funny.
They're their friends, and when they get a little older and when they're with their friends, I'm sure when
Of
you was with your
course.
peoples and you were small.
No,
I remember having that conversation with
I
my
guess
mom
so.
when we
Yeah,
finally
no.
agreed she wasn't going to yell at me for cursing anymore. I was like, she used to get mad when I said fuck, although she was in the fucking tit torture business, so it didn't make any sense. And then one day I remember she yelled at me for saying shit or fuck, and I was like, Ma, maybe it's cool. Can we just get past this now?
That's it.
And she was like, all right.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it out of school.
I wish you guys the best of luck in your fatherhood and your future endeavors. You guys did pretty well. Some OG New York motherfuckers are still in the game and still doing stuff and keeping it going. And we will continue this conversation in the next episode when you're going to be in the hot seat. You did fantastic, Mr. Tony Arcabascio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You'll stick around. Thanks for watching the Super Suck Hour. I hope you found it compelling. I sure did. Follow us on all the fucking stupid social media. You know how to figure it out. It's the fucking Suck Hour, the Sucklord, the Suckadelic. It's all there. I don't have to fucking explain it or put it in the lower thirds. J Corp, thank you. We're going to be hearing more for you in the next one. Nasty Neil.
You're welcome.
Stunting on him.
Always.
Good night, everybody. Woo. Okay. That's it.